One Zambia, one nation, and a beautiful welcome to Zanis News. We look at the top stories in the news. President Hakainde Hichilema calls on traditional leaders to desist from conflicts. Government warns against misuse of cyberspace. Ninth body retrieved from Chongwe gravel incident. And government urges church to participate in empowerment programs. Well, with the main news in detail, my name is Margaret Kangwa and my sign language interpreter is Imelda Malaya. Now, President Hakainde Hichilema has advised traditional leaders in Zambezi district of Northwestern Province against engaging themselves in conflicts. President Hichilema notes that the conflicts that have been happening in the district have negatively affected the spurs at which development is being attained in the area. Now, the head of state said this today when he paid a courtesy call on Senior Chief Ndungu at his palace. We have got more in this report.
President Hakainde Hichilema is in Zambezi district to attend the 65th Likumbi Liamizi traditional ceremony. The president first paid a courtesy call on Senior Chief Ndungu of the Luvale-speaking people. Here, the head of state urged traditional leaders in the district not to engage in conflict, but to find ways of living in unity.
We need to end our family squabbles. Quickly, because where there are conflicts, there is no development. We have drought this year. Instead of fighting amongst ourselves, we should be focusing on feeding our people. I can also extend my message. Away from Bagachinyama community to the Lundas across.
Meanwhile, the head of state has assured Senior Chief Ndungu that government will soon construct health facilities in the district to improve access to quality health care services.
I can confirm that we are bringing a new hospital here in Zambezi. But also advanced health centers. We are also bringing advanced health centers. Across there, but here in the West Bank. One of those health centers, I'm pleased to announce that it will be at Chinyamarita.
And Senior Chief Ndungu, who spoke through his representative, thanked the president for finding time to celebrate with the Luvale people.
Mr. President, it's a ceremony of the Bakachinyama communities. And the Bakachinyama communities are the Luvales, the Mbundas, the Chokwes, and the Mchazis.
Chibibi Nyongani reporting for Zanis in Zambezi District, Northwestern Province.
Meanwhile, President Hakainde Hichilema is tomorrow expected in Kawe, where he will officially open a conference for Catholic priests organized by the Association of Zambian Diocesan Catholic Clergy. And Central Province Minister Mwabashike Nkulukusa says the conference will bring together 400 priests. Mr. Nkulukusa said in an interview with Zanis in Kawe that the president is scheduled to arrive at 13 hours. He said the head of state will later pay a courtesy call on Bishop Clement Mulenga before opening the conference and attend Mass at the Diocese Pastoral Center at Stephen Lewisha Secondary School. And Mr. Nkulukusa says the Catholic Church is recognized globally as a beacon of peace and that President Hichilema has been advocating for peace and unity, hence government support to the church. He further urged Kawe residents and all participants at the conference to ensure that peace prevails during the program.
And he's coming basically to open a conference, and the conference is actually for the Catholic priests. It's called the Association of Zambian Diocesan Catholic Clergy, which is AZAC, and it's a conference that is going to consist over 400 Catholic priests. And the president is coming to officially open it. He's arriving in Kawe around 13 hours, of which he's going to be with the Catholics at the church for about 3 hours or more, during which they will also conduct Mass, and then finally he opens the conference.
And our Home Affairs Minister Jack Mwimbu and Minister of Science and Technology Felix Mutati have warned against the misuse of cyberspace and the dangers of sharing unverified information. The ministers have expressed concern over the increasing spread of false information and cyberbullying and has called for responsible social media usage. Now, speaking during a joint press briefing in Lusaka today, Mr. Mwimbu stressed that the misuse of cyberspace poses a significant threat to national security and social cohesion. And Mr. Mutati has urged citizens to verify information before sharing it online, adding that this will promote a culture of digital literacy and responsibility. The ministers also announced that plans are underway with stakeholders to develop strategies to combat cyberspace, misuse and political violence for promotion of safer and secure environment for all Zambians.
Government, we are not going to tolerate lawlessness in this country. It is our duty and responsibility to ensure that there is law and order. There is no one who's above the law. No one is above the law. If anyone breaches the law will follow. There are laws that are applicable in this country. All of us are subject to the law. I therefore call upon all leaders of political parties and those in government to be responsible and not to bring lawlessness in this country. I would have had no problem whatsoever if Mr. Lungu had stated that those who be going against the law will be punished in accordance with the law when he comes to power, if ever, in 2026. But I find the statement that he and his cadres will follow people in their homes and do whatever they want to do to those people who have been found offending his party and his organization. It therefore follows that President Lungu is preaching violence against any member of the Zambia Police Service or any security wing or any public worker.
However, disheartening to note that social media in Zambia, such as Facebook, has become a breeding ground for various forms of abuse, misinformation, defamation, including online gender-based violence and online child abuse. You may be aware that such online abuse has the potential to cause physical, mental, and psychological harm to the citizens. Furthermore, our government recognizes the severe impact of cyber fraudulent activities on the lives of the ordinary people of Zambia.
And now, Minister of Commerce, Trade and Industry, Chipoka Mulenga, says the imminent reopening of the Zambia-China Mulungushi textiles in Kawe will help in the revitalization of the country's economy. Mr. Mulenga states that the Mulungushi textiles will help to stimulate industrial development and provide 500 permanent jobs once operational in December this year. The minister said this in Kawe Central Province when he officially witnessed the offloading of the first shipment of equipment meant for the Zambia-China Mulungushi textiles. We have more in this report.
In 1 year, President Hakainde Hichilema's administration has revitalized Mopani copper mines, Konkola copper mines and the Luansha copper mines, all on the copper belt. Now, government is awakening the Zambia-China Mulungushi textiles, which ceased meaningful operations in 2007. This development comes as a result of President Hakainde Hichilema's bilateral engagements with Chinese President Xi Jinping when the two leaders met in China in September last year. Out of the 400 trucks of equipment meant for the industry, 8 have arrived in government through Commerce, Trade and Industry Minister Chipoka Mlenga has since witnessed the offloading of the textile machinery, which will begin to be installed.
The president said we need to build the economy. And you only build an economy by reviving industries. Not tantame nina tuliemo. It never brings development. What brings development is what we are here for. Getting an industry to work. His Excellency President of the Republic took one trip into China last year in September, almost a year ago. And it is this trip that he took. I know I want to emphasize this trip because people have been saying, what are these trips yielding? It is a trip he took even in England and other places that has given birth to Mopani and KCM. It is a trip he took in the United States of America that has given birth to Mingomba mine. It is a trip to China that has seen that the people of Kagwe will have their own industry.
Mulungushi Textile Company project is a symbol of friendship between China and Zambia. Since 1970s, it has attracted the attention of the highest leaders of the two countries. We have received the first batch of 8 containers of equipment and machinery to resume production soon, and this will improve the lives of the youth in Zambia.
We continue to foster a highly conducive environment for investment. And trust me, this is a period of actualization. We've resuscitated what was dead from Luansha Shaft 28 to KCM, to Mopani, to Mulungushi Textiles. You'll see even more. And beyond that, we are seeing for the first time in 6 decades, or in quite a long time, brand new investments of massive scale from mining to energy. That is, if you look at the figures in terms of production, capital allocation, all of that, and I know many would say that they're yet to experience these resources in their pockets because these things do take time.
The Kagwe Chamber of Commerce says the soon-to-be reopened textile industry will create more jobs.
This significant milestone is a testament to government's commitment to revitalize our economy and improving the lives of our citizens.
We've been waiting for this for a very long time, and now it's coming to pass. I'm sure the people of Kagwe, because at the end of the day, this will translate in the jobs.
To spur continuous operations at this industry, an independent 50 megawatts of a solar power plant will be installed here, which will also feed the surplus power into the national grid. The Zambia-China Mulungushi Textiles is expected to become full operational in December this year. Kalan Muchima, reporting for Zanis in Kagwe, Central Province.
Well, we now take our first break. We'll be right back shortly for more interesting news. Stay tuned.
The Issue is a program that looks at topical issues happening in the country. Watch The Issue every Friday at 19:30 hours, only on Zanis TV, Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH on Topstar. Don't miss.
Well, the news continues. Now, Central Province Minister Mwabashike Nkulukusa has directed police to investigate alleged illegal mining of manganese and iron ore by road contractors engaged in the construction of the Lusaka-Ndola dual carriageway. Mr. Nkulukusa says the named contractor, who was granted a quarry mining license, is reported to be engaged in illegal mining of precious stones in Kapirimponshi district. The minister has directed that the report should be available to him within 2 days. Details in this report.
He wants investigations done on the alleged illegal mining of manganese by a contractor engaged in the construction of the Ndola-Lusaka dual carriageway. Central Province Minister Mwabashike Nkulukusa wants to find out if it is true that the contractor, who was granted a quarry mining license for the roadworks, has not declared that there are other minerals found where the quarry is being dug. Mr. Nkulukusa, who is on a familiarization tour of the province, said this when he paid a courtesy call on Kapirimposhi District Commissioner Francis Hasalama.
The license they have at that site, it's the license for quarry mining. And that quarry mining is well meant for the dual carriageway. Yes. But in the process, as they mine quarry, according to the reports that we have, is that they're also finding these minerals. Okay. I think we wait, but we need it urgently, boss. Yes. We need that matter dealt with urgently.
Mr. Hasalama is not aware of the issue.
But I may not be specific to say. There is another one which we are not aware where they are getting this now that we are trying as well to mine. But however, we have found we have gotten it from you. Right away, maybe by tomorrow we'll follow it to find out exactly which is are they saying and what is happening.
But police are already investigating the matter.
But currently we're investigating and we'll issue a detailed report later.
Mr. Nkulukusa has also inspected the 800,000 kwacha cold room, which was built from the 2022 Constituency Development Fund at the Urban Clinic. Hlupekile Nkonika for Zanis in Kapirimposhi.
And our Column Coal Mine Industries in Sinazongwe district of Southern Province has proposed intentions to open a new mine shaft within its existing mining license. The project will see the continuation in coal extraction. This was disclosed during a scoping meeting for stakeholders held at Nkandabwe coal fields in Sinazeze Township. We have more in this report.
Column Coal Mine Industries Limited in Sinazongwe district intends to open another new coal mine shaft besides the 4 shafts that are in operation. This undertaking requires the company to follow the law and procedure under the Zambia Environmental Management Agency, ZEMA, of conducting an environmental impact assessment. A scoping meeting to consult stakeholders on the development of the new shaft has since been conducted to get views from the stakeholders.
Column Coal Mining Industries. Currently we are running a total of 4 shafts. So the project we were actually discussing in that meeting is a new mine that we intend to start. But as a prerequisite, before we start any mining operation, we have to engage the communities that fall within that area. So that we get their consent. It's part of environmental impact assessment.
Mine company consultant explains the importance of the scoping meeting on the proposed development.
By the EMA Act, this constitutes an additional component. So this additional component will obviously generate impacts. These impacts could be either positive or negative. And so the idea of having a scoping meeting is basically to get views from the parties that are interested, as well as those that are affected, so that they can be captured in order for relevant government authorities to make an informed decision.
Chieftainess Nazongwe has called on the local leadership to see to it that people do not complain once the development takes place.
Kansela abalo ababone kuti baendera anthu omwe abamwami afulumeda anthu omwe abamasima kuti eji chotupanga ukabule bantu batongoka kumamanino.
And Sinazongwe Town Council Chairperson Cliff Sachweka has called on the company to be clear on the type of compensation and number of people to be affected by the development.
You have to look at what type of compensation. Then bayai na baronze kwabira. Atuba peba mine babole babale bantu bataba affected kuba yabwe ya. So that we know the total number that will be affected.
Pride Warrior reporting in Sinazongwe district, Southern Province.
And on a sad note, the government has acknowledged the significant role played by former Apostolic Faith Mission Secretary General led Mark Musonda in fostering peace and unity among the people of Zambia through the gospel of Christ. Now, Ministry of Information and Media Permanent Secretary Thabo Kawana says government remains indebted to the contributions that late Bishop Musonda rendered in uplifting the livelihoods of the people in the country. Now, speaking during the church service in honor of the late Bishop Musonda at the Anglican Cathedral of the Holy Cross in Lusaka today, Mr. Kawana says Bishop Musonda has left a legacy and an indelible mark that Zambians must emulate. Mr. Kawana described late Bishop Musonda as one who accommodated everyone regardless of tribe or status in the society by rendering a helping hand. An Evangelical Fellowship of Zambia Executive Director Andrew Mwenda says Bishop Musonda stood for the growth of the church during difficult times in the country. And earlier in a tribute, widow Ida Musonda says she lived with her husband for 50 years and that he was supportive not only to his family members but to everyone that needed help.
Our heartfelt condolences to the Apostolic Faith Mission in Zambia, the family, friends, and the entire Christian community on the passing of Dr. Mark Sikapizia Musonda, former Secretary General of AFM Zambia. Bishop Musonda, who passed on Wednesday, 21st August 2024, was a dedicated servant of God whose unwavering faith, leadership, and commitment to spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ touched countless lives, both within Zambia and beyond our borders. His contributions to the growth and spiritual development of the church in Zambia are indelible and will forever be remembered with gratitude and admiration. In this time of deep loss, we pray that the Almighty God will continue to comfort his family, the AFM Zambia community, and all who knew and loved him.
Bishop Mark Musonda and his team at Lawmakers accommodated the EFZ for several years and gave them an office. This is why I said to you, he wasn't pursuing success, he pursued significance and service as unto the Lord. The last time I sat with him and we had a chat was at the time when there was, I think, a consecration of my beloved presiding bishop, and I was a guest speaker there. Or is it guest speaker or guest of honor? You wouldn't know these days which one is which. And I do remember his words. He said to me, Raidi, you must make sure you try your best to be non-partisan, as EF said.
I have just lost you. The pain is hard to bear. My guiding star, you who meant so much to me. We met life's challenges and by God's grace we made it through. But now, how do I do it without you? God, show me, please. This is my last love letter to you, my other better half, Mark. 50 years brings a closeness that cannot be separated by distance. 50 years of marriage doesn't look like 50 when you're having so much laughter and fun. 50 years of keeping our vows. 50 years of being my best friend. 50 years of learning and growing with you. You was peace-loving, patient, kind, faithful, a gentleman to the very core, touching my life with qualities that made our lives enjoyable. We started off at a young age as young love, amazed at how far that went. We beat all kinds of odds. I love you forever was a promise we both made back then. Forever is forever. I promise to keep your love with me, even when your spirit sits with God, even if I am here alone. To me, you brought 1 Corinthians 13 to life, and you showed it to me through your unwavering love. Mark, you will forever be my first love. my friend, my one true love, my only love. Umulane Mulia Yesu.
Well, still on a sad note, a ninth body at the gravel mine accident has been retrieved by the rescue team. And Lusaka Province Minister Shehu Mulyata has expressed sadness at the loss of lives of youths in a Chongwe gravel mine accident. Ms. Mulyata has since warned against illegal mining activities that put the lives of people at risk. More in this report.
This is the accident scene in Chongwe's Mashinango area that saw lives tragically cut short when a gravel mine collapsed on Sunday. One more body has since been retrieved by the rescue team, bringing the total number of bodies discovered to 9. The discovery of the body was made in the presence of Lusaka Province Minister Shehu Mulyata, who visited the accident scene. The minister, who expressed sadness at the tragedy, directed that such illegal mining activities be stopped with immediate effect.
With immediate effect, where other transactions and works like this are being done, it must be stopped right away so that we go and see where those people gotten the rights and the permission to do that. We are losing lives. We cannot go on without maybe assessing or seeing what is happening. Please, Mayor, DC, with immediate effect, stop all these transactions around Chongo, because I know that even in Kasenga it's happening, even this side it's happening. This is an example. This is an example, and we don't want repetition of this.
The minister also took time to visit a house of mourning for 2 members of one family who both died in the accident. The brother to the deceased siblings narrated how he learned of the tragedy.
So when they showed me, say, okay, this one is there, this one is there also. I had to go there now trying to identify the bodies. So that's when I identified them. It was very, very bad. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. I had to come and report to my mother because according to her, there was only one child whom she thought was there. So I didn't even go inside the house to tell her something.
Mtalakani for Zanis News in Chongwe, Lusaka Province.
And while in other news, Lusaka District Disaster Management Committee Chairperson Rosa Zulu has challenged the people tasked with the identification of beneficiaries of the Cash for Work program to be prudent and diligent in their work. Ms. Zulu is also Lusaka District Commissioner, says the 2 billion kwacha released by government for the program is meant to cushion the financial challenges the community is faced with due to the adverse effects of the drought that the country experienced. She was speaking during a consultative meeting with district community and satellite stakeholders held at Nakatindi Hall at the Civic Center in Lusaka. Let us take a look at this.
The 2 billion kwacha released by the government towards the Cash for Work program will see a number of vulnerable households benefiting through earning a wage of 600 kwacha monthly for work done in 10 days at a rate of 60 kwacha per day. This program will be implemented by the government through the local authority.
As we embark on this journey, the Lusaka City Council, under the supervision of the Ministry of Local Government and Housing, will play a crucial role in managing and implementing this program across all our 7 constituencies.
Lusaka City Council called for a stakeholders consultative meeting on the Cash for Work program at Nakatindi Hall at the Civic Center. Lusaka District Disaster Management Committee Chairperson Rosa Zulu, who is also Lusaka District Commissioner, addressed the gathering.
We all have roles to play and a responsibility to ensure that this program is handled as planned for the benefit of our vulnerable people. The Cash for Work is a mirror food for work program we successfully conducted a month ago.
And City Planning Director under Lusaka City Council says 1.8 billion kwacha is meant for the beneficiaries, while the remaining 2 million kwacha is for administration purposes, of which each constituency will receive 150,000 kwacha monthly.
The constituency was actually allocate 150,000 kwacha. Aye. You're using mukugula vintu, matuzi, mafuel, na vinangwai.
Mandevo and Kanyama members of parliament were in attendance and added their voices to the discussion.
Usually, as officers, we want to get these funds to buy fuel, lubricants, for ourselves. In the end, the government that has released this money to benefit the poor people, they will look as though they are not working. So it's an appeal to the council officers. The appetite for lunch allowance, fuels, and lubricants, step aside. Use CDF vehicles.
The government has tried its best to provide a service to the grassroots. But in between the executive and the grassroots, I think there's somewhere where whatever the government is bringing down, it does not reach, the grassroots, which is very, very unfortunate. And this is the reason why you realize people complaining, no, who take out bomba, why? Because of us who have been mandated to carry these, duties.
Michelle Omweba reporting for Zanis in Lusaka.
Well, let us now take our second break. We'll be right back shortly for more stories. Stay tuned.
Zambia Today is a program that keeps you informed on various government policies and programs. Join us every Tuesday at 18 hours on Zanis TV, Topstar Platform, Channel 6 DTT, and 458 DTH. Don't miss.
Welcome back. The news continues. Now, Mongo District Commissioner Morgan Akabeswa has implored the church leadership and its members to take advantage of the Constituents Development Fund, CDF, and form cooperatives. Mr. Akabeswa says government, through the local authorities, is disbursing CDF to all citizens and that it does not exclude the church. The district commissioner said this during the United Church of Zambia Western Presbytery Joint Men's Christian Fellowship and Women's Christian Fellowship Zone A Presbytery Conference held at the UCZ's Fuller Secondary School in Mongo District of Western Province. Mr. Kabeswa explained that government is also empowering women cooperatives, women clubs and organizations, adding that women in the church must also take advantage of this opportunity by forming clubs and cooperatives. The district commissioner also explained that empowerment programs are not only under CDF, but Akabeswa pointed out that the Citizen Economic Empowerment Commission under the Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprise is also out loans. It also gives out loans. The district commissioner further commended the United Church of Zambia for supplementing government's efforts through the provision of quality education at Sefula Secondary School in the district.
I want to implore the church leadership and members that government through the local authorities is disbursing CDF, Constituency Development Fund. Please take advantage of this and submit your application. I'm waiting for a situation, a time when I'm going to receive in my office an organization, an association, a cooperative, a club in the church, coming from the church, applying for empowerment. To date, I have not seen any of you doing that. In that office of yours, there is what we call the gender division. Gender division is under the president's office. We are empowering women cooperatives, women clubs. You don't need to pay anything. You apply if you want to be given sewing machines, if you want to start up a project to rear chicken, goat, animals, all these assorted animals. You apply. Come and get a form, apply, and we'll push it. Early this year, one women group were given a butcher board, a fridge, a sausage maker, a warmer, to start up their business, free. We are not going to give you money. We are going to give you those implements to use. The women in Nalikwanda, because of the pasture which is there, I requested that they be given animals. Each group is going to receive 5 animals, and there are 2 groups.
And now in agriculture news, Central Province Deputy Permanent Secretary Godfrey Chitambala has urged technocrats in the Ministry of Agriculture to sensitize farmers on the best agriculture practices to enhance national food security. Mr. Chitambala says farmers should be equipped with the required knowledge and the best farming practices ahead of the 2024 to 2025 farming season. The Deputy Permanent Secretary said there is the need for farmers to boost their agriculture production to cushion the maize shortage the country is currently experiencing. Mr. Chitambala was speaking in Kabwe when a delegation from the Ministry of Agriculture paid courtesy call on him. Our Ministry of Agriculture Chief Economist Nicholas Mainza says the ministry was in the province to sensitize farmers on the Farmer Input Support Program FISIP and Sustainable Agriculture Financing Facility ahead of the 2024 to 2025 farming season. Mr. Mainza says the Ministry of Agriculture is aware of the food deficit the country is facing and will engage district agriculture coordinators to ensure that farmers are equipped with relevant information.
For us to get the proper output in terms of results, it's us, yourselves, you feed, go and check. And the people who feed, and they're satisfied. And they, linking back to the objective of your meetings.
The importance of coming back to monitor the implementation.
Yes.
Still in agriculture news, now Mafinga Member of Parliament Robert Chavinga is impressed with the performance of farmers who sold their maize to the Food Reserve Agency FRA in Mafinga district in Muchinga province. Mr. Chavinga said this in an interview with the Zambian News and Information Service Zanis after checking on the FRA satellite depot in Muyombe area yesterday. We have more in this report.
Mafinga district in Muchinga province is one of the districts that recorded a bumper harvest in the 2023-2024 farming season. This has been testified by some farmers as they have managed to sell more bags of maize to the food reserve agents and kept some for home consumption. Those talked to at various FRA shades in the district who supplied maize to the agents have also thanked government for paying them in good time.
We are thanking the government for actually providing this system of actually paying us here, farmers here in Mafinga, instead of us traveling to Isoka. We had a very big challenge. Thanking God, maybe the coming season will also actually have no more rainfall.
I brought 440 bags and I was paid a week after.
In Mafinga, FRA Marketing Assistant Officer Lucky Simbeye said the agents has so far purchased enough maize, surpassing its target.
We are given 85,470 bags, but we are at 168,000. Okay, 678 bags. We are now paying cash on spot. Which means that we reduce the burden and the distance for farmers to travel to go and get paid from the soccer. They have paid 1,828 farmers.
Meanwhile, Mafinga Area Member of Parliament Robert Chavinga is happy that Mafinga District has contributed greatly to the food security of the country during the last farming season.
This is a development. I would want to say thank you to His Excellency the President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, for this success story. And we are being part of the success story in terms of agriculture produce. Agriculture has improved. We need more numbers in Mafinga. Let's concentrate, because here we have got good rainfall pattern. We can be part of contributing to food security.
The area MP has commended government for paying the farmers in good time.
Our farmers here in Mafinga, they supply maize like this. They were used to get payments in January. But look at this government, what it has done to us. It's not just a matter of politics.
Pamela Inamba reporting for Zanis in Mafinga District, Muchinga Province.
And our government has successfully distributed 3,000 by 50 kilogram bags of relief maize totaling to 150 metric tons in Isoko district of Muchinga province. The relief operation, overseen by the Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit (DMMU), is being implemented by the Society for Women and AIDS in Zambia for all 14 wards in the districts. Details in this report.
In the wake of growing food insecurity, Isoko district in Muchinga province has risen to the challenge, completing the distribution of 150 metric tons of relief maize. This critical operation, carried out by the Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit, has brought the much-needed relief food to thousands of vulnerable residents across the district's 14 wards.
And the leadership under DMMU, elo tulemi pera ayamataba ayashere kuli relief yalo twale pera, because twale pera in each ward we were giving 213 and twachita divide 213 pama ward ya 14 nishkwale shara ko ama extra bags yali ama extra bags twalirandire bonse twayikalanga committee twamfano na bambi abantu mumushi abalafu ayiko kwebatirimbi bengashita deserve tubapere barabe nabali vulnerable sana.
The beneficiaries might have been starving in the face of starvation, but this is no longer the case.
Salifia DMMU nene nangu bana problemu nyumba katundu yane yose vyose vibwaka vya mnyumba virupira mumo virumana Salifia uteko vyo watu wavilizi hapa ntazi zyo twalinazo mwewani tumatuleka povye so ana binu so yemwe nishawo shwanga tuzile nizala
ute kwa president mawomba masalifa zanganja hapo ngandemba yewampire yapya nombaleza kupita makasa yakweleza mtu punyo nasacha kwa DC uteko wose uteka makasa yino pakana kwa president tata tukuta twalilile nemwe mtu alilile uomvi winu iye pankerero eleza pera.
Angel Ho, Isoko.
And finally, in the news, S-Volt Lithium Batteries, a company that promotes renewable energy solutions and research to consumers, has embarked on a sensitization campaign to members of the public on the importance of embracing solar energy to mitigate the impact of power shortage that the country is grappling with. Details in this report.
The recent drought the country experienced has severely affected water levels in key reservoirs such as Kariba Dam, among others, resulting in power shortage. For this reason, S-Volt's lithium batteries held a training workshop to sensitize members of the public on the importance of using solar products during this time of power shortage.
We will continue actually to put our strength at where we are strong at, which is research and development, to have new technologies actually implemented in the industry. And also we look forward to actually have more collaboration with the Zambia as a country and the Zambian people in the country to actually achieve, a country without, or Africa without any load shedding, to have sustainable power and to provide the African continent with green energy, to be able to have a country without any kind of power stoppages.
S-Volt's technical and assurance officer says Zambia and SADC must embrace renewable energy to respond to power shortage affecting the region.
The introduction of renewable energy, specifically our lithium batteries as S-Volt, we are going to be offering those solutions to the challenges of load shedding. So we had various companies coming through with quite a good turnout. So we managed to give them as much information as we could, and we'll keep pushing throughout the week for any other guys that might want us to come through and assist them in training, so that we make sure they have all the equipment, all the information that they require in order for us to fully service the country at large.
Mike Musenge is S-Volt's lithium batteries technician, who also explained the extent of the products the company produces.
Systems from the sales side, the individual sales where we sell to customers who are manufacturing batteries, and we have sales for the portable devices, things like power banks, sales for phones, sales for things like MiFis and everything. And then we've got sales for domestic use, like I stated area, for house use.
Sandra for Zanis in Osaka.
Well, that item brings us to the end of the news, and before I finish, a reminder of the stories that made us headlines. President Hakainde Hichilema calls on traditional leaders to desist from conflicts. Government warns against misuse of cyberspace. 9th body retrieved from Chongwe gravel accident. Plus, government urges church to participate in empowerment programs. Well, that is all we had for you here at Zanis, and on behalf of the entire news production crew here at Zanis, thank you so much for being with us. It has been Margaret Kangwa, and my sign language interpreter has been Imelda Mulea. Stay tuned.